Today we are talking audio, and specifically these guys right here, the Rode Wireless Go 2s. What is going on? If you're new around here, my name is Finn Badgley. I'm a commercial fashion portrait photographer and all-around content creator. And in today's video, I am going through a bit of a tech review of the current wireless lav system that I have been using for a little bit now, and figured I would give you guys a rundown on it. Now, these are the Rode Wireless Go 2s. Previously, there was just the Wireless Go's, but that was a single lav to single receiver system. So if you want to lav up multiple people, you would need additional mics and receivers, plug them in via a splitter to get that going. But Rode has fixed that with the 2s, and this gives you two different microphones that you can use on multiple people if you're doing a two-person interview setup, if you're doing a dialogue scene between two characters, anything of that variety. This way you can get clean, crisp audio, and you don't need to be tied into the camera using a wired system. Now, I've had these for a little over a month and have used them in a couple different applications. I have been using them as my main go-to audio solution for this YouTube channel. Additionally, I have also used them on a little short film that I shot with a couple fellow creatives of mine, and I figured I would give you my thoughts after using these for a bit so you can decide whether these are right for you or if there's another wireless audio solution that may fit your workflow better. Now, in full disclosure, Rode did not send me these. I am not sponsored by Rode. I did pick these up with my own money as I was looking for something that was a wireless system, so that way I don't need to always be tethered into the camera like I previously was for about a year on this channel. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, some things I like, some things I don't like, and make sure you watch until the end to get my final thoughts on the Rode Wireless Go 2s. Now, right off the bat, something that is really handy about these guys is if you just have the mic pack itself, the transmitter, receivers, and that sort of thing, you don't have additional lavs that you can plug in or additional microphones, that's perfectly fine because they actually have a built-in microphone in them. As you can see, I have one clipped here right now, and if I give it a little tap, that's the mic itself picking up the audio. And honestly, the audio quality out of these is actually pretty darn good and something that I am confident using on YouTube and in other various applications such as short films, etc. Now, these microphones do also come with these little dead cats. This is what we call these little wind mufflers. So that way, if you're out in a windy environment, you're not gonna get that horrible wind whooshy sound. And rather than sticking on in a weird way, these actually go on pretty intuitively. You just put them in, twist, and they're set. They're not gonna pull off or anything weird. And these do have an internal lithium-ion battery that you do charge. Rode says it lasts about 7 hours or so, and in real use scenarios, I would say that is actually pretty accurate. Now, upsides, downsides, it's all compact and internal. Very easy for on the go and makes it very compact and easy to work with. You charge it up, it doesn't take too long to charge. Charges via USB-C, and you can also plug in a portable power bank if you're running low on set or anything like that. However, for certain applications, this might not be the actual thing you'd want to go with because the batteries are just internal and you can't pop them back, swap them out, or anything like that. Granted, this does keep the size small and makes them nice and easy and compact. However, it might not be ideal for all applications because of that. If I were shooting a short film, if I were shooting any project where I was recording audio using these and it was, say, a 14-hour shoot, which sometimes they are, I would need to be very careful watching the battery of these because they would not last the entire time, and I can't just simply swap the batteries in and out like I am able to with other wireless lav systems. Now, that said, these work pretty intuitively. They are paired together with the receiver, which they have these little clips that you can either clip onto the inside of a jacket, inside of a shirt, put under your shirt, anything like that. But they also are the perfect size to go on top of a hot shoe, which is where I have the receiver currently. It is just on the hot shoe of my camera, and then the 3.5 millimeter jack is just plugged into the audio port of the camera, and that's how that works. Now, each of these has its own separate channel. One of them is going to be on the left, one of them is going to be on the right. I haven't looked into whether you can make it both left and right channels if you're only using one microphone, or if that's something you have to do in the edit. This was one thing during this short that I shot, that it became a bit of a thing in the edit where one person's voice was on the left channel and one person's was on the right channel. And that is something in the edit that you can fix, but it's something that is a bit of an extra step and can be a hassle, especially if you're not used to doing so. So not a deal breaker by any means, just definitely something to keep in mind. What's going on, everybody? Finn from the future here. So I played around with these a little bit more, especially after trying to figure out how to get the left and right channels to sync up to one. And it's something that they don't exactly tell you, so you need to do a bit of digging to find. But if you hold the one button on the back of the actual receiver, if you hold that for a few seconds, it'll actually switch, and then both of the transmitters will be onto one channel. So if you have these, or if you're looking at them, that's how you do that. I didn't find it at first, so I had to do a bit of digging, and now you don't have to. All right, back to the main video. Now, overall, these are a very convenient, easy to use, user-friendly microphone and wireless lab system. You are able to not only adjust the microphone level from the controls within the camera, but there are also buttons on the receiver, so that way you can adjust the audio levels of these microphones, so that way you get the best quality sounding audio and nothing's going to clip and make your audio completely unusable, which we always love to see. Also, I am told that the wireless receiver can store a backup audio file if, in worst case, the audio recording to the camera doesn't work. I haven't had to use this personally, but I can definitely see how that would be a lifesaver in a pinch if that does not work properly. Now, these guys are a line of sight type of deal. So if I am filming somebody behind a room talking or something like that, behind a wall, or if they have their back turned to me, the range in which these will work will greatly decrease, but usually you're not doing anything like that. And if you just have them under a shirt or under any bit of clothing, it won't really present an issue, especially when we're just filming from not that far away. If I'm shooting a very long shot where I'm 100, 200 feet away, maybe it could create some issues, but also that's usually what you'd be filming as a master shot, and you would be using more of the audio from when you get closer up shots in your sequence anyways, so that's not really anything that I have personally had to worry about, nor do I think I will in the future. Obviously, if that becomes a thing, maybe I'll create an update video, but I don't foresee it becoming an issue at any point in the future. Now, the other thing that I did encounter with these is you can connect an external microphone to these and record audio through it. Now, here's the thing about that. So there's your little jack, you would just plug it in there. So something you could do if you wanted to get some boom audio or something like that from a shotgun mic, you can take a mic like this. This is the Rode Video Micro. You just plug it in there, and then suddenly you can use this on a boom arm, anything like that, and get some good audio in that way. And then this is still wireless. It'll go through the camera the same way as the regular packs do themselves. Now, here's the thing. I have found that certain microphones do and don't work with this. And I know why, but some of them are a little finicky, I found. So while these are fairly compact and can be easy to hide because of the square shape and everything of it, they can also stick out a little bit. I'll include a clip here where they are completely under my shirt and you'll be able to see a bit of that sticking out. If it's something more loose, you're going to be able to get away a little easier, but it is something to definitely keep in mind as it can be visible in certain shots, especially depending on the wardrobe that you have going on. So definitely something to keep in mind there. Now the solution to this obviously is to plug in a separate lav mic, have it go under the shirt and tape it or secure it in another way where it's less noticeable. But here's the thing, I do have a couple different lav mics that I've tried to use with these, and it seems only specific ones like to work with them. They also do sell these receivers and transmitters in a bundle where you get a couple extra lav mics with them, which if that's something that you're going to be doing often, I would probably recommend. And honestly, I am a little regretful that I didn't go that way in the first place, as I might actually end up picking up a couple extra lav mics for this purpose to plug in there so I don't have to worry. The reason I say this is because the lav mic that I usually use to record my videos, it doesn't have an external power supply of any kind. It's not powered by a battery or anything like that. And I've never had issues if I've plugged it into my computer, if I've plugged it into my camera, anything like that. You plug it in and the audio is going through. Now, some microphones need an external power supply and some don't. There are also lav mics that have batteries in them that you can turn on and off, so that takes care of that part of it, which would be fine for this application. But I'm thinking, because if it even needs a little bit of power out of that camera or that computer, these won't supply that, which means that that mic won't work. And because it always worked just plugging it into the 3.5mm jack in my camera, I thought it would work just fine plugging it into the transmitter here, and it didn't. And then you had to kind of improvise and try to hide the transmitter wherever you could and get a little creative in how you do that, which is fine. But it's definitely something to keep in mind if you're looking at getting these. Because if you already have a couple lav mics and you're looking to plug them into these to have it be a wireless solution on the go, it's something that might actually present an issue, something that I didn't think I had to worry about, but something that definitely did take me by surprise. Now, that said, I don't regret picking these up for that reason. It's just something that would have been nice to know beforehand, which is why I am letting you all know that right now. So that is a lot of things that I like about these mics and a lot of things that maybe I wish I would have known, or maybe I'm not a huge fan of about them. But at the end of the day, these are very affordable. The audio sounds great. They're very compact and portable. You get them in a nice little kind of neoprene case, and they come with all the cables and everything you need. And they are very easy to use. And for what I do with YouTube, my online courses, the occasional short film, and that sort of thing, usually I'm not always the one recording audio myself. Sometimes we'll have a sound person, but it is nice to have these as a backup worst case scenario. And it is also great to have for all the different applications that I use. It is definitely something that I am glad I picked up and do not regret at all. Even though there are a couple quirks about them, I definitely would still pick these up again. Like I said, not sponsored. I have just really enjoyed my time using these, despite the little quirks and bumps along the road, but that typically does happen whenever you get new gear. Anyhow, I'm still figuring these guys out, and if there's anything that I come across, different solutions of how to navigate some of the issues that I came across, then I will be sure to share that as well. So make sure to follow along in case that does come up. So that is my overall thoughts on the Rode Wireless Go 2s. the good, the bad, the kind of in between, and my overall thoughts on them as a whole. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it, especially if you have been looking at these or similar wireless audio solutions. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment. If you like this kind of thing, you want to see more gear reviews from me in the future, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos so you never miss an upload. Work hard, rest often, and as always, I will see you on the next one.